Look at your belts, now look at my belts. Yeah, I'm not overcompensating for anything.
Oh, that's where I left it. I couldn't find it. So post Wrestlemania, I don't know about you guys, but I loved it. It was a great show. I do feel that day one or night one, I feel was a little bit better. I think the flow was a little bit better, and just the match quality from the very start with Bobby Lashley and Drew McIntyre, and then oh look, a bird. To the main event with Bianca and Sasha, who tore the house down. Like, it was a really front to back, left to right, whatever. It was a really, really good show. I decided to bring out little Toyzie here, my little Toys R Us commemorative belt, because I don't think it gets enough love for compared to all my other belts and stuff. So I decided to bring it out here and do a little WrestleMania review for you guys. So like I said, the first night I felt was not a lot better, but it was better. And then the second, I think the reason why the second night wasn't that good was because of the pacing. I felt when you look at the first night, we start off with Bobby Lashley versus Drew McIntyre for the WWE title, and that match was fantastic. I loved that match. For two big guys to tell the story that they did, and then for Bobby Lashley to win. That was a really, really good match, and surprisingly too, the wind feels so good on my face. Ugh. Now things are blowing off. Oh my God, is that a tornado? Oh no, it's a tree. So as my predictions, I had some predictions on my my TikTok. I thought Drew was gonna win, but I wanted Bobby to win, and I'm glad he did, because I feel he needs to have a pretty good run. I know just this past Raw, we saw Drew McIntyre win a triple threat match to win another opportunity. Win an opportunity again to go against Bobby Lashley, and I don't know what they can do with that. If I wanted to bet some money, or maybe just kind of like a little wish list, I think it'd be great if Adam Cole cost him the title and moved to the main roster, and we get a Drew McIntyre Adam Cole feud. That would be pretty cool. Boom! Anyway, so let's go down the list here. So, of course, as I mentioned, Bobby Lashley versus Drew McIntyre. That match was phenomenal. It was great. Solid 9. I would say, if I wanted to do a five-star review, I would probably say it was like a 4 point, either a solid 4 to 5 or 4.25, just based off of the excitement that it gave me. There was quite a bit of near falls, and you know, when he had the hurt lock on Drew McIntyre, you know, you were thinking he was going to get out, that he didn't. Like, it was really good. A lot of good offense on both guys. A lot of good selling on both guys. Really showed that Drew McIntyre is the real deal, and that Bobby Lashley is the almighty, and he ain't going anywhere. So that was a really good match. The worst match of the entire show, night 1 and night 2, had unfortunately been the tag team turmoil with all the ladies. I wanted the Riot Squad to win. I thought the Riot Squad was definitely the highlight of that entire match. They gave it to Natalya and Tamina, which, you know, in the end worked out well, because Tamina actually, I've been really critical with Tamina, and but she kicked butt. She did really good. The crowd was behind her as well, and you know, Natty always delivers. The little slip up for Mandy Moore, Mandy Rose, that kind of sucked, but you know, I guess she gets her little WrestleMania moment. You know, I've been a big fan of the Iconics. Billy did not look good, and for as long as she's wrestled in the, you know, indies and so forth, I feel she should have been able to deliver deliver better, and she just did not. She looked, you know, unfortunately, I'm sorry, Billy, if you ever see this video, I'm really sorry, but just wasn't a good performance. I'm sorry. So that match was, maybe a 1 out of 10, 1 out of 5. I was gonna say 1 out of 10. No, it's about a 1 out of 5. Like it wasn't good. The only thing that made it I'll say a 1.25 because the Riot Squad made it good, and Liv Morgan was tearing it up. She was doing really good. She looked really smooth. She didn't look really robotic. When you look at wrestlers like Sasha Banks, Charlotte, even Bianca now, Asuka, you could see a fluidness that all the women's wrestlers have. And then when you look at that tag turmoil, you can definitely see the difference between like the high caliber wrestlers and then the lower tier. And then it definitely shows that that there's a lot of women's wrestlers or wrestlers in general, because it's like that in men's too. But just in regards to this women's tag team turmoil, you could definitely see the skill gap between those that are down there and those that are up there, and you definitely saw it in that match. Cesaro and Seth Rollins, man, that was a great match. Cesaro, that guy there is something in my eye. I tried to ignore it, and it's killing me. Cesaro is legit. Shout out to Big Swiss. He is, man. Him and Rollins tore that house down, and he just delivers, man. Seth Rollins always delivers, and to have both of them in there and put up a good match like that, I was so happy for Cesaro that he was able to get a WrestleMania match like that, and to be able to get that moment. What was it, the UFO that he did? That was really cool, surprising, and that stomp to uppercut was legit. I love the what's his move called? Neutralizer. Geez, why couldn't I remember that? Anyways, I wouldn't mind him doing how Daniel Bryan does the knee, him doing an uppercut. That uppercut he does is just amazing. But such a great match. So happy for Swiss, and that definitely was a WrestleMania caliber match. I give that I'll give that a 4 out of 5. Okay, if I'm gonna give Cesaro and Rollins a 4 out of 5, then Bobby Lashley and Drew was probably 4.25. So yeah, so Cesaro and Rollins was just under that, but great match. By the way, some of these are gonna not be completely like all night 1, all night 2. I'm just going down the list of these matches. Asuka versus Ripley. It was a solid match. Not anything that I would jump for joy about. It was a solid match. I was kind of surprised that Rhea won. I feel like she's been pushed in the main event pretty hard, so she either is someone's favorite in the back, or so. I'm not saying anything wrong about her. She's a great talent, but I don't know. I almost feel like I would have rather seen Bayley wrestle Asuka, But yeah, it was a solid match. Probably a 2.5 out of 5, maybe 2. I'll just say 2.75 because I don't want to make it seem that that low. So 2.5 out of 5 for Rhea and Asuka. He's like birds flying around. They're gonna kill me. Apollo and Big E. I've said many times, even before this, even when there was Kofi Mania, which I loved, Big E's the next guy, man. I think out of everyone out there, he's the most marketable. They've already New Day has proven to sell tons of merch. Big E, I feel, should be the guy that beats Roman Reigns clean. I think Big E versus Roman Reigns is money at WrestleMania. Maybe that's the reason why Apollo got the win, so they can start pushing Big E towards the main event. Even though it's still a little early, maybe it'll be Big E and Roman at SummerSlam, who knows. But the finish was kind of weird because that weird guy came out and kind of just dominated. So it was a solid match. I would say 3 out of 5. Solid match. Like I said, big fan of Big E. Big fan of Apollo's new character. I really am digging that. Brought new, because he was just some guy just walking and smiling and stuff. But he's been doing good, and I see a lot of big things from Apollo. But yeah, solid 3 out of 5. KO versus Sami Zayn, another great match. I'm gonna already say I'm gonna review it 3.75 out of 5. Had some cool story, really push it. Kind of made you feel sorry for Sami Zayn a little bit, he just there was some killer spots on there, some spots I haven't seen in a really long time. But outside of that, it was a really good match. I liked the stunner that, shout out to Logan Paul for taking that stunner. He took it really good too. So that was really cool. Orton and The Fiend. I think that was one of the big reasons why the last night, the second night of WrestleMania, had such a bad flow. We pretty much seen months and months of Bray Wyatt being built up to come back against Randy Orton. And it was like this big build, and Alexa Bliss is a part of it. And then you get to the big payoff match at WrestleMania, and it leads to another build-up. It leads to another build-up angle. WrestleMania is usually supposed to be the payoff for a long rival, right? Or, the payoff match for a rival that we've seen, or an angle that we've seen. And instead, it was just like a continuation. But the past 3 or so months, probably even longer, because if you want to consider the first WrestleMania that they wrestled against each other, this could have been a huge payoff. And they gave it to Orton, and it ended up being just, after watching Raw, just a push for Alexa Bliss. I don't know. That was a bad way to start WrestleMania the second night. I personally think they should have started either the second night with Big E's match or with KO's match. They should have started it like that and then went from there. So, wasn't a big fan. I'm not even going to rate that because it was just kind of huh? So, it is what it is. Sheamus and Riddle, that was a very solid match. I thought, had a lot of good spots. That shout out to Sheamus for saving that white noise. Is that what the move is called? That botch, because it could have been brutal for both of them, especially Riddle. But that was a solid match. Hats off to both guys. The finish with the Brogue Kick from the moonsault was great. I think we're going to see that feud continue a little more. But yeah, looks like about a 3.5 out of 5, I think. Baszler and Nia versus Natalya and Tamina. I thought Natalya and Tamina they should have won. They're going to probably continue the feud a little more, have them maybe win a Backlash or something, but it is what it is. Nothing to really report outside of the support that Tamina had. I would say 2.5-ish. AJ and Omos versus The New Day. This match was a lot of storytelling, and the story was, let's keep Omos away from The New Day. And then when he came out, he looked very dominant. The way he was throwing punches and elbows and stuff, I know those are little things and you can't dictate someone having a really good match, but he looked really comfortable throwing those punches and stuff, and he did a modified sky high for his finisher. But hopefully we get to see more out of him. Obviously AJ's top notch, The New Day top notch. I'll say that's a 2.5 just because of what it was, but the entertainment was still great there, and it definitely was a lot of fun. Shout out to Bad Bunny. Man, that guy I was against this match. I was I'm not a follower of his music or anything like that, but you know what? Shout out to him, and shout out to Miz and especially John Morrison for making him look good as well. Damian Priest looks like he's going to be a big star. Maybe we'll see him feud with Apollo. He's different. He's big. He's got a low voice, and he's looks really intimidating. But he also's got a flamboyant, fun type of look to him. So was a solid match. Maybe 2.25. No. I won't even say. I'll say 2.75 because of the excitement that we got to see from Bad Bunny. Shout out to him, man. He delivered, and he took it seriously, and he's pretty much a forever WWE superstar now. And that moment's gonna, his music career, if he becomes a big time remembered musician, great. If he's not, he's always going to be remembered as a wrestling superstar that wrestled at WrestleMania. So shout out to him once again, and solid match. Okay, the last two main events. Hope I didn't forget anything. First off, Bianca Belair versus Sasha. This might be in the minority, but I thought that this was the best match of the entire WrestleMania card. First off, it was the second time women got to main event WrestleMania, so that's already amazing. With everything that went on in 2020, for two black women to main event WrestleMania was a huge thing. Shout out to everyone involved in making that happen. And I was so happy for both Sasha. I've said before, I know Charlotte is probably going to go down as the GOAT, but I think Sasha, when she's on top of her game, especially if she's a heel, she's the best. And for me, I think she is the best, and she is the GOAT. She can talk, she's got the looks, she's got the high flying, she's got the story. Her storytelling is amazing. She's just got a different look to her, and she's got a great gimmick. And she delivered in that match. And Bianca, this was her first WrestleMania, her first big match, her first main event, and she looked super comfortable in there. She was amazing. I loved how the story was like Sasha was like usually Bianca uses her hair against her opponent, and this time Sasha was using Bianca's hair against her, and then it led to Bianca using her hair to whip. Oh my gosh, that whip echoed. It was perfect. And then to hit her finisher and beat Sasha was absolutely amazing for both of those women. Shout out to both of them. I'm so happy for Sasha. When there's a video going around of Sasha, sitting by the barricade, and she's like smiling ear to ear, and I'm so happy for her. That's what she's been fighting for, and I hope there's many more moments like that to come. Same thing with Bianca. I give that match I'm gonna say 4.5, but it was still my favorite match. 4.5. Absolutely amazing. Congratulations to Bianca. Congratulations to Sasha. You guys killed it. And then, of course, the main event, Daniel Bryan versus Roman Reigns versus Edge. There were so many moments in that match that just brought so much excitement. You saw main event Jey Uso jumping around and helping his cousin out. You saw a lot of big spots: the spear off the table, the power bomb. There's just a lot going on in that match, but the story was there, man. You saw Edge just him becoming the rated R superstar again has just been great. You saw Daniel Bryan being the underdog that he is, climbing up and getting so close to winning. That spot with Edge doing the crossface with the pipe was crazy. I almost thought that Roman was gonna. That's a good storytelling. I almost thought Roman was gonna tap. At the end, when you saw Roman Reigns, the way he pinned both guys was perfect. And the reason why, despite the no disqualification, despite Jey Uso here, there, whatever you want to say, everyone's gonna remember Roman Reigns with confidence and with dominance, pinning both Daniel Bryan and Edge in a dominant fashion the way he did. And that was awesome. That was a great way to win Mania. It probably would have been a lot more happier for casual fans for Daniel Bryan to win, or even Edge, but Roman's still the guy. He is the head of the table. He is the tribal chief, and him winning was the right way to end WrestleMania. I give that match, I'll give it a 4.5 as well. It's up there with the Bobby Lashley, it's up there with the Bianca Belair match. But like I said, the Bianca Sasha match is my favorite, but the Roman Reigns match was just as great. Alright guys, that's it. That was my review. What did you guys think? How were your predictions? I was pretty solid with my predictions. But either way, it was a great WrestleMania. It made me, once again, feel proud and just feel proud to be a wrestling fan for all these years, and I'm going to continue to be a wrestling fan until I die. So once again, guys, what did you guys think? Hope you guys enjoyed it. If you disagree or agree with any of my predictions, please, comment at the bottom, and I'd love to hear from you guys. Thank you for taking your time watching the video, and hope to see you guys pretty soon. Take care, guys. Say goodbye to Toyzie. Boom.